Onyx. So now we're going to talk about Topps and Fanatics, obviously together, adding licensing to college cards. This announcement came out almost right after you and Andy and I were talking about whether or not people should invest in certain Bowman U singles, whether or not people should invest in Onyx. I know you may want to share with the audience a card that you just bought that you texted me about. But what if that card that you just bought that you just texted me about, what if that was licensed, what do you think that does to the value? Now we're talking about college logos, which we know don't really hold value like pro logos do, but any licensed card, I think you could make the argument is better than an unlicensed card. What do you think about this announcement, Kendall?
I love it. I love it. I think it's I am team Topps basically, and I know it's because I'm a baseball, blah blah blah. Soccer is big in Topps. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, I definitely have my hooks in on that company rather than Panini, and I think Panini does some cool looking stuff, but I think the value of what they do is all over the place, and I think what Topps does is it's kind of more of a centralized, like they've kind of, I don't know. Maybe it's just me personally talking, and I'm not going to spend too much time on that in my personal opinion. But I do think that this is really good for the hobby, because now the one thing I'm not excited about is I would like them to show some sort of refrain on what players get into the product. Like I would love to see potentially a and I know they're not going to do this. I know they're not going to do this because there's going to be a guy like Sanders who's going to come in and they're going to be, and we've seen Topps do that with like Tatis's little brother or Acuna's littlest brother. They're like 16 years old and they got their first Bowman autos, and because people are going to buy the name, and you've seen Topps do like a little bit of a clickbaity type thing in some of their Bowman sets. So I think they're going to keep doing this. But all that to say, I think I would love to see if there was some sort of requirement that you had to have to get a Bowman U card. Maybe if you got a Bowman U card once you were maybe an upperclassman, or potentially if you had an NIL deal worth a certain amount of money, or if you had, there was some sort of like threshold before they just started throwing anybody and everybody into a Bowman first card, and because I think this will add a lot of value to this Bowman University set, because it'll look great. Like if you can see, like if you would have had Bryce Young's autograph in here with his college logo on it, that would have been sick, and now with Bryce Young, it's a little different because the logo doesn't matter as much, but because the jersey is, I don't want to go there anyway. So I was giving myself caveats that I don't want to talk about, but I will say that like I am excited about the college logo stuff. I think adding more of adding more pedigree to their sets is incredible. I think it's going to keep building that, and I also think we will end up seeing some crossovers too about how, like Bowman University is probably not the only set they're going to use these college logos for. So I could potentially see some sort of maybe some inserts or some super rare cards in other sets that pull back to a rookie logo or a rookie. Like, for instance, if you had like a Topps Heritage or something, and you were able to put Roger Clemens in a Texas uniform as the College World Series is coming out, like if you think about some of those players that were huge for their universities, like, or like if you could put a Derrick Henry card. I know that Topps doesn't have that great of football products, but if you could put a Derrick Henry card with him at Alabama, or like a Tua card with him throwing that last ball to beat Georgia in the national championship, like if you could do some stuff like that in the NFL sets, I think that would be pretty cool. Like I'm not sure that they would be super valuable and they would be inserts, but I think that would add to the lore of the product and be more appealing from a collector's standpoint for sure. But in reference to what we talked about with Andy last week, you guys literally convinced me to go out and get a I don't even know how to say his name. Shedeur Sanders out of 125, I think. Yeah, the blue auto is out of 400. So I went and got one of his blue autos for like $12. And that is legit a long play for me. And I literally only have Johnny Manziel cards, Nick Chubb cards, Kellen Mond cards, and one Shedeur Sanders card. So my football portfolio is pretty slim, but now I have this gold mine right here. No, I'm not expecting much out of it, but I am expecting it. I think you made an appealing case for it to be $30 to $50, which is a double, and I'm okay with doubling anything. So let's just do. So I took a shot there.
Couple thoughts on your Shedeur Sanders purchase. I'm jealous because I
Greeny
would
Green,
buy
you're
those
skipping.
cards.
You're skipping ahead. Stop.
Oh, Greeny Green is tuning in for a topic that's coming up. I love it. So we're going to continue hopefully improving our production of the show as we go. I want to add just a quick pause. I want to start adding like what's up next, like utilizing StreamYard to say like the topic we're gonna talk about next. So Greeny Green somehow like hacked
like a
into
little
our
Sports Center ticker on the side or something.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be too distracting. I got some negative feedback on the show that our tickers were too distracting. So I'm trying to take everyone's feedback into account. You can't please everybody, but I do want to have a little coming up next. But anyway, yeah, Shedeur Sanders I think is a play. I think that the uniqueness of the serial numbered autos, they're not even serial numbered, but they're publicized print runs of the autograph color that the player signed in ink. So Kendall got the blue out of 499 and there's like a red out of 25. But I would buy a couple things. I would have bought that card, but I have to pay PWCC $10 for each raw card that they curate. So that card would have cost me like more like $25, even for a $12 card. So I think because I'm about to move back to Tennessee sometime within the next year, I'm not going to vault as many cards. I'm going to have my own place to store cards like you do, Kendall. So I think I could probably maybe still get a Shedeur Sanders a year from now because he's not draft eligible until 2024. I'm hoping, but I do think that young man is going to blow up and have some serious hype come the 2024 draft. So any of you out there who want to make a play on Shedeur. And the other thing I want to add is, Kendall, if you think your card is good enough to potentially get a 10, I don't know if anyone's ever graded an Onyx card before. You might be the first, but
no, I think
you could double down on that value level.
So I've talked about him several times, but my friend Krim, who runs the Texas Roadshow shop in Texas, who's working with Jimmy, he texted me yesterday. He was listening to my soccer card episode, and he was like, "Oh, you gave me a shout out." I'm like, "Why would I not give you a shout out? We talk all the time." And so he watches every episode that we do here at No Off Season. So shout out to Krim. But anyway, we were talking about how Onyx specifically is like a strange product, and he said that he saw somebody open a set that guaranteed 2 autos and had 0 in it. You know, so like it's a set like that you're gonna see issues with. But I have one Onyx auto that's a baseball auto, and I got it before I really knew the real complexities difference between Bowman and Topps and Heritage and Prism. And obviously I knew that Prism or that Panini cards didn't have licensing on it, but like you really didn't know the nuanced difference until you got super mature into the product. And I bought my favorite prospect auto that I have actually, but it's an Onyx card and it's worth nothing, but it looks amazing. And I just like the look of it. And so I think that's what really tipped the scale for me when we were talking about that Sanders auto the other day, is I realized that Onyx is a company again. And like, I just was like, you know, they're super cheap. I'm not really interested in looking at this as a super investable thing. But you know what? I think it looks cool. I think it's a cool story. Also, J.R. Sanders, his older brother, gave me a massive concussion one time. So I'm a little bit tied to the Deion Sanders group. When I played JR in football in high school, he speared me and it was not pretty. I literally stumbled to the other sideline. I did not even go to my own sideline. So I did a full-on backflip in the air. So he speared me like this, and we were running together. And when he did it, he hit me with such veracity that I flipped backwards and ended up on my face. So and then we proceeded to watch the film the next week like 50 times. So I didn't remember the hit, but I do remember seeing it on film. So anyway, I have like this weird affinity for the Sanders group because of that, and like I kind of take that as a trophy, even though I probably lost a lot of brain cells.
Sorry about that hit, but then I will say that is a good purchase for you, because even if Shedeur doesn't blow up, which Andy and I think is could happen, you've got a card for $12 that give you some memories, from the Sanders.
See, and that's what it's about,
family. So that's what it's about. That's what it's about. We want to make money, but if we don't make money and we have a cool card for some reason, that's a good thing too. So what direction do we go in here? Okay, first thing we need to do, because I'm really excited with this live show. I'm starting to get excited with the comments. This is awesome. I think you see one in there that we're going to talk about here in a second.
Yep.
But we believe Bowman U and other products that have been released that have not had licensing on them from Topps will now be more investable, because the collectability of the products will increase, because you will have alumni or just fans of universities and colleges be more interested in something with an Alabama logo or a Michigan State logo or a Texas A&M logo. Sorry, Kendall, I got your school wrong there.
It's all good.
Anyway,
we shouldn't say Texas.
I think that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're okay with Texas Tech. That's my father-in-law and mother-in-law's school, Texas Tech. So anyway, yeah, I think there'll be more, like if you get a Mahomes card with the Texas Tech logo on it, I think you're more likely to buy that than an unlicensed Mahomes. And I think that probably holds true for just about every player. So good wrap up on the discussion.
Panini had a license there. I pulled a on-card auto in the Prism draft picks of or not on-card auto. I pulled a not the downtown on-campus Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. I pulled an on-campus Patrick Mahomes with his Texas Tech stuff going on. That thing was super cool. Like, am I a big Patrick Mahomes fan? Not really, but I like watching him. He's kind of good. I also love that he's from Texas Tech. I also love that he beat Baker out, and Baker had to go to OU, and then he beat Baker. Anyway, another topic I don't want to talk about.
Another reason why, we all talk about, like, don't buy the college stuff, buy the pro stuff. But a couple of things. A, there is a flippable window for college stuff. B, unlicensed stuff kind of sucks, and now we have more licensed stuff. And even though it's a college license, you got more collectability, give you a longer flippable window with some of this stuff. Bowman U, I think we all got excited about it. It must have done okay for Topps and Fanatics to make this play now to say, hey, we're getting these licenses. We assume they're for releases like Bowman U, but they can also go on Topps now. They can also go on these curated sets. Maybe they make the curated sets even, more interesting than what we have not given curated sets a lot of love. But I think that with licensing, they could be more interesting. So I think that this is good. This is a good thing overall. So yes, Southern Soccer Idiot. Yes, our main man. We will do some pack battles once I am relocated to Tennessee. I am excited about that. Thank you so much for jumping into the
Southern?
show.
How are
Kendall loves you. I love you. And we've never met you. We don't even know your real name. But one of these days, we will know your real name. Kendall holds up his USA men's national team shirt. He wore that just for you. our main man, Southern Soccer Idiot. We need to know more about you. Thank you for being involved. We really
Southern, I want to have you on the podcast.
Yeah, me too. Can we get you on the podcast?
Reach
you're
out
super
to
knowledgeable,
me,
man. You're super knowledgeable. So let's get you on. You can leave your camera off if you want and just put up a logo of Southern Soccer Idiot with some emojis. That'd be fine. But we'd love to see your face. So nothing but love. Nothing but love. All right. So, I got to do this for Greeny Green. Greeny Green says, give me all the Arch Manning. So I'm going to skip ahead. I'm going to skip ahead because Greeny Green, God, this is a live show. Who knew? Our last topic of the day, which we're now moving up to our third to last topic of the day, is, hold on a second, getting this post-production or actual live production of the show down. We're going to hide Greeny Green's comment. Sorry for those of you listening on the audio-only version. And we're going to throw up